Hello, everybody. The machine's acting a little funny, so we'll see if this works. How's everybody in the chat doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Hey, Camel, Lesser Logic, Sir Adamantine. How you guys doing? Hope you're all having a good night. Make sure the machine's... Yeah, stupid equipment. Not doing what I want. All right, I thought we would do a little impromptu stream because I was bored. Hey, Pete, how you doing? Hey, Dark. Well, it's good to see you guys all here. Like I said, I was wanting to do a separation of the news articles streams from the what's coming out next week because not everybody likes both, and most people kind of hate these. So at least that's how it seems. So I thought I'd split them up and do like one or two articles with the new releases, and we're gonna try and do these on Wednesdays. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? So yeah, so I'll be doing another one of these on Wednesday for the following week's books, which would be the 12th and 13th, I believe. So yeah, that's just kind of explaining what's going on. But I'm going to cover two interesting articles that I found. Disney's getting sued by their insurance company, and Wolverine should be indigenous, according to an article. Tell me why I play a game I both hate and enjoy. Dude, that's a question for life. Hey, Evolved, how you doing? Oh, glad to hear things are going well. Hey, St. Fugi. So yeah, so let's go over some new comics coming up this week, which I said next week, but it's technically this week, but I'm just really lazy with naming things. So, not bad. It's 8 a.m. and I ordered McDonald's for breakfast. Nice, nice. I'm doing okay, just a little insomnia, more than usual. It's 3 a.m. here, and I should have gone to bed because we're not doing a show for Monkey in the Morning on Ranting Monkey's channel. So, no politics tonight, but I thought, let's talk some comics. Yeah, hey, Camel, wait till we get into it. That's a teaser to get you to stay for that part of the show. So, yeah, I figure when I do these next week's books, I'll do a couple of news articles. It'll be a shorter stream, but it'll still have a couple of news things in case you missed the Sunday one. It'll be ones I don't cover on those. And that kind of come up to piss me off. It's my birthday in America's. Oh, happy birthday, Logic. That's awesome. Born on the 4th of July. Everybody celebrates your birthday. Probably get a lot of patriotic themed stuff if you're in America. But, whatever. There's worse things. All right, let's take a look at some books. The computer seems to be running a little better. Let's hope that holds up and I didn't just jinx myself. And of course, it's loading like crap. All right, so Image is starting off with Ant issue 12. That's an Eric Larson book. This is a second printing. I don't know. It didn't look that interesting to me. Commanders in Crisis is dumb. I did not enjoy that. I thought it was silly. And not in a fun, silly way. Deep Beyond, I'm not getting that. Although that one looked like it had potential, it really looks like they dropped the ball. But it looked kind of like a dark version of The Abyss, which could have been cooler than I think it ended up being. Firepower, what I read of that was pretty good, but it was just really slow to go anywhere, so I dropped it. I'm going to get these in trade because Kirkman has this really bad habit of dragging things out way longer than they need to be because he's padding for the trade paperbacks. That's where he makes his real money. This is just gravy. So I'd recommend getting those in trade. Geiger issue 4, I've been reviewing these on the Patreon page, and I'm going to pick that up. So patrons can look forward to that in a week or two. I really like these covers, but they should all be glow in the dark. I mean, look at these colors of Geiger. Really cool looking character, but really, really should be glow in the dark. So I'll be getting Geiger. I don't care about this one. Get Asian Stupid. Hey Kids Comics. That's a weird title for a comic book. Not interested. Ink Blot just wasn't going very far, and it was one of those. It's only 20 pages for $4, so I stopped picking it up. I've still got a couple issues to review. I have 4, 5, and 6 that I haven't reviewed yet. They're slowly making their way lower and lower in the pile, but just not that excited about them. A couple issues have been almost identical with slight variations, so I think it's fun. The cat's cute, but it just really wasn't holding my interest, and the page count's so low that for $4, it just wasn't worth it to me. Volume 1 of the trade was only $10, so just get that. Carmen, I didn't get this. I thought it was stupid. It did. I flipped through it at the comic shop. It just didn't make a lot of sense. Noctera is another one that I would recommend getting in trade paperback if you're interested. The sun went out, and they're wandering around to try and get through that nightmare because the lack of sun corrupted people or something. And I kind of gave up. It's one that I would get in trade paperback just because it's so slow going. And it doesn't look like the type of premise they can keep going for a long time, so it's got kind of a finite shelf life. And I think that that's probably a part of why I dropped it, is it didn't seem like this is going to make it interesting ongoing, but if you read it as a trade paperback, it'll be much more interesting. Ordinary Gods, I wasn't particularly interested in. That dude looks like Stalin. Is that Stalin? Centuries spanning action, that probably is Stalin. Not interested. Skybound X, this is a like reimagining of Walking Dead issue, and it's got Rick Grimes with a lightsaber on the cover, which could be interesting, but I'm not willing to risk $5 for yet another book that's probably going to be a slow draw. So, I'll wait and listen to what people are saying at the comic shop. Of course, it's got a bunch of variant covers because that's what you have to do. Stray Dogs, I don't care about. Walking Dead Deluxe, you got enough of my money, Kirkman. No, thank you. So I'm just getting Geiger from Image. Dark Horse Comics, Bandette, that cover looks kind of dumb. Beasts of Burden, I'm not really interested in that. Harrow County, no. That looked kind of boring. Hellboy is always entertaining, but I'm probably going to skip it this month. That might be an impulse shop. So if I see it on the shelf and I've got a couple extra bucks, I might pick it up. It's only a 2-part series, so I'll consider that one. Jenny Zero, I've just got no interest in that. It didn't sound like it was interesting. Masters of the Universe Revelation, I'm probably going to pick that up. I'll get the standard cover. There's a Mike Mignola one that looks super creepy. Like, really, tell me if this doesn't look like it would give you nightmares. What is that wrinkly old man He-Man and Nightmare Fuel Skeletor? I don't know what's going on here, but that would give me nightmares. Creepy old man He-Man would horrify me as a child and as an adult. So I probably will get the Masters of the Universe one. I've got it on my list. I already ordered it. As long as the comic shop gets it in, I'll pick it up. I'm going to give the cartoon a chance, even though it looks like total dog shit, and I know it's going to be dog shit. It's going to be a complete departure from the original. I don't think Kevin Smith knows anything about Masters of the Universe, and I don't think he cares. But I'll give the comic book a chance because I do like Masters of the Universe. That was one of my favorites as a kid. So we'll see. I'm willing to spend $4 to find out, I guess. I'm a sucker. Stone Star, I don't care. Space Boy, that art looks like dog shit, so no. Stranger Things Dungeons and Dragons, I've been burned by the Stranger Things comics too many times. They're boring. That Science Camp one was a slap in the face. It was such a lazy written piece of garbage. Jodie Hauser, I don't know what she was doing, but she really phoned that nonsense in. They were like, yeah, you can use Stranger Things in Camp Nowhere, but don't actually change anything or do anything interesting. And that's what you ended up with. Killjoy's National Anthem. I don't like the art. It didn't sound interesting to me, so that's a skip. Worst Dudes #2. I'm just passing on the name. Name alone turned me off. That's a no. So just Masters of the Universe from them. IDW, Chained to the Grave, catchy title, not interested. Disney's Doorways to Danger, that actually sounded interesting for a kid's book, but I don't have kids. So for $13, I'm going to pass. But it does look like a pretty fun Disney book if you've got kids. G.I. Joe Yearbook number 2. This is a reprint of the original G.I. Joe Yearbook number 2. So that'll be worth picking up. I'm going to get that. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's ending with issue 100. So if you're a brony, you better jump on board now because the next series looks like crap. So try and snatch those up while you can if you're a My Little Pony fan. Snake Eyes Dead Game, issue 5. I am going to pick that up. I do have the other issues. They're just in the bottom of the stack somewhere. And I've been meaning to get to them because I actually liked the first issue. It was pretty fun. It was crazy, fast-paced, 90s style action. I'm not a Liefeld fan per se, but he's done better art than a lot of Marvel stuff, so I'm willing to give that a chance. And I did like the first issue, and I've got the other ones, so might as well get it. Star Trek Year 5, I think this is the last issue. I dipped out of that when they had the weird fish guy romance with Sulu. I didn't want to deal with that. It was too ham-fisted politics nonsense. So I gave up. I've heard it's still pretty good, but I might pick them up in trade or find the issues in a back issue bin because they haven't been going for much. But IDW generally does a pretty good job with the Star Trek stuff. Star Wars Adventures is generally pretty widely regarded as a younger reader's book, but I don't read it. I don't like the art in it. I think it's a little too cartoony, but I've heard good things. It's just not on my list. Transformers Escape number 5 is going to be the last Transformers book I pick up. I think I already have the other 4 issues, and from what I can tell, Transformers is going downhill pretty quick, but I'm behind. I'm on like issue 7 of, I think they're on 33 or 34 now. But I had ordered a bunch of stuff in advance thinking I was going to get caught up, and that didn't happen. But you got to cut your losses at some point. So until I get caught up, I'm probably just going to end out the miniseries and hope they do a ROM miniseries instead. So I'll get that one just to make sure I've got the full story arc. So from IDW, I'm getting G.I. Joe Yearbook, Snake Eyes Dead Game number 5, and Transformers Escape. DC Comics, we'll look at them in a minute before we look at the small press stuff. Marvel Comics, that Amazing Fantasy image looks awesome, but when you see the other art from the inside of the book, it looks like dog crap. But this poster looks really cool. You got Steve Rogers here. I don't know why there's arrows stuck in his shield, because that makes no sense. Are they adamantium arrows? I don't know. But he's saving the girl from ElfQuest from an evil orc? Are we allowed to call orcs evil? I don't remember. Too many rules. But it's a cool image, and there's a big kitty cat on it. So, Captain America, big kitty cat, Peril. Yeah, I'd check that out, but I'm not going to buy that poster, I don't think. I am going to check out this series when it comes out. It's only a mini-series. And it looks like it could be good, but it's probably not going to be. So, temper your expectations, I guess. But, cool looking poster. Amazing Spider-Man, I'm not buying that until Nick Spencer's off the book. He is not that good of a writer. Very overrated. And I don't like what he's been doing with Spider-Man. I think it's boring. I know a lot of people do seem to like it. It's just not for me. Spider-Man Annual 2, with that, they're really trying to make Star into an interesting character. And it's just not really working out for him. Marvel has lost their creative edge a long time ago, and they are desperate to try and get it back. And they are not hiring anyone with it. America Chavez? No, I don't think so. I don't care what anyone says about how good that series is. Not getting it. Avengers I might pick up because this is where they're starting that stupid Hulk storyline with World War She-Hulk. So I might get this. I better write it down. If it's on the shelf, maybe. Again, it's going to be an impulse buy, but James gave me some money to pick up that Winter Hulk issue, so I probably should kind of know what's going on before I get to that travesty that I'm going to have to read. And that's a stupid cover there. Uh, just I don't really like that art either, but I might get it just to find out what's going on. Captain America 30 is the last Ta-Nehisi Coates issue. Thankfully, again, they have been doing what Dynamite's doing, where they have amazing covers. In this case, Alex Ross covers, some beautiful Alex Ross covers, and garbage interior art and storylines. Trash. It's a horrific mess what they've done to Captain America. They've made him not patriotic and very much like looking at his belly button, dwelling on how much he hates America. It's trash. They've deconstructed that character so far. He's probably pretty well gone at this point. But I would recommend the Epic Collection. It's $40, but you're going to get a lot of comics in here. A lot of good stuff, too. This is Captain America 247 through 66, an annual 5. That's good stories right there, and I would definitely pick this up if I had an extra $40 to drop. Children of the Atom is the exact opposite of this Captain America book. I would not buy it if I had the money because it's dog shit, and it's boring. And I'm swearing a lot tonight. I'm sorry, but I'm in a mood. Extreme Carnage, I don't care. I'm kind of tired of Carnage. I think he's an overused character, and they are desperate to capitalize on whatever they can. It's just another lazy event. After Absolute Carnage, that one was fairly successful, so I guess they decided to have another Carnage event so quickly. It's been like a year. Calm down, guys. You're going to burn people out. And at $5, it better be good, but I don't think it will be. Hellions, I don't care. It's an X-Men book. Immortal Hulk, I don't care. That book's garbage. I guess this series is supposed to be wrapping up, but I don't know. King in Black Atlantis Attacks, another pointless cash grab miniseries. Moon Knight poster. The poster looks really cool. I would actually hang that up if I had any room for posters or the ability to do so. That is a cool David Finch looking poster, but it's by McNiven. But I like that. I think it's really cool. I like all the line work. Just like the Amazing Fantasy one. I would buy those, but I don't have anywhere to put posters. I don't own this place. And I'm probably going to have to move soon. Runaways is stupid. Savage Sword of Conan original Marvel years. These are the magazine stories for Savage Sword of Conan. And it's a great collection. Big hardbound book. Volume 5. Collects Savage Sword of Conan 61 through 72. These were awesome. Well worth the money, but not spending $125 on it. You can get it on half price trades or in stock trades. Half price graphic novels, maybe the site. I don't know. There's a couple of sites out there you can buy them on. Even Amazon's going to have it cheaper. So I would probably just get it that way and save yourself the money. But it's definitely one that I would add to my collection. I like a lot of the old Conan stuff from Marvel. They were really good back then. The direct market cover I don't like as much. I like the other one better. Usually the direct market was an actual cover. In this case, I think it was. But I just don't like that image as much. I think that's kind of weird looking. So I would actually go with the other cover. Star Wars Bounty Hunters. That cover is crap. And this is another installment in the War of the Bounty Hunters. I think it's 26 parts long. It's crossing over all the Star Wars books, some of which I don't like. I don't like Dr. Aphra. Why do I want to pick up a book about Dr. Aphra to read your gigantic story arc? If you're interested in War of the Bounty Hunters, just get it and trade. It'll be cheaper that way and probably an easier way to read the entire thing without having to hunt down all the issues. Legends of Old Republic Omnibus. Nope, not interested. Symbiote Spider-Man King of Black trade. I have these issues, but I haven't read them yet. I'm going to wait till I get through more of the Venom stuff. Been trying to read through that. It's not really working out because I have a gigantic stack of books here that is... I actually have 2 boxes of books I'm behind on. So, yeah, it's not exactly high on the priority list. But that's a decent price for a trade. It's a 5-part miniseries. That was $4 a piece originally. So, yeah, do the math on that. $16, better deal. Trials of Ultraman, I am absolutely going to pick that up. I thought the first miniseries was pretty good. I've got the other 3 issues of this sitting here. somewhere near the middle of the current stack, but I've been itching to get to them. And I've got to release the other 2 or 3 videos for the first miniseries, so I'm pretty far behind. I'm getting caught up though, but I am absolutely going to get Ultraman. It's been pretty good. And Werewolf by Night Facsimile Edition. This is a very expensive issue. Werewolf by Night issue 32. I think this is the first appearance of Moon Knight. Yeah, first appearance. And it's Moon Knight versus the Werewolf by Night. So I'm absolutely going to buy that because I've never actually read this issue, I don't think. I knew a guy that had a copy. I may have read a reprint or something like that once, but I really want to read this, so I'm going to pick this up for sure. That's a definite going in my stack, and it'll probably move pretty close to the top, too. Wolverine Epic Collection, there's some okay issues in here. Wolverine 31 through 44, Wolverine Bloodlust, and Wolverine Bloody Choices. There's some good stories in there. Larry Hama did a lot of it, and some art by Mark Silvestri. So some good late 80s, early 90s action. That'll be worth the read if you got $40 to drop. I've actually got some of these issues laying around. Eventually I'll review them, but as I slowly transition out of newer books and start adding older books to the channel, Wolverine will be one of those titles. Actually, most of the X books probably will. But not X-Force. This book's crap. X-Men #1, here's the relaunch. Jerry Dugan's writing this, and they're trying to salvage the name of the X-Men because people are starting to come around to my way of thinking. I think that the X-Men are villains now. So I think they're trying to salvage that because they realize they made everybody look like villains by all the villainous blackmailing, human trafficking, and drug running they're doing. So yeah, that seems to be where they're going with that. But it sounds like Hickman is wrapping up the X-Men storyline that he's been doing, and it's going to go about another year with him overseeing it, but not directly writing the books. So you can expect probably 2 or 3 more miniseries of events that are tied into this, like the stupid gala. Although I saw the shocking twist ending for the gala, and I'd have a hard time carrying at this point. So yeah, a bunch of different covers for that because they got to cash grab the crap out of it. It's an issue 1, so it's $1 more. But I'm not buying it. I might if I get it half off or something like that. If I could find one of the comic shops to cut me a deal on it. I'm not paying $5 for it though. No way. So I'm only getting Trials of Ultraman and Werewolf by Night. Sad the facsimile ones get me more excited than the new issues. On to Dynamite. Betty Page. I've never gotten into those. I've heard they're okay. It's just not my thing. See, you want a Gene Simmons signed issue of Kiss versus Army of Darkness? $200. $200. That was actually an okay miniseries, but not $200 good. Not at all. Overpriced stuff. Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red, issue 1. You know what? If this was written by somebody better, I probably would have considered it, but it's the same thing as the others. It's an anthology. All these black and white books are copying off Batman Black and White. They're just adding a twist. You've got the Wonder Woman Black and Gold, and this one's Black, White, and Red. They're all just anthology books. Just have one issue self-contained story maybe instead. But instead of like a bunch of 4 to 8 page stories that aren't going to mean anything and aren't going to have time to really get you into it. So Kurt Busiek's really fallen down into the Trump derangement politics thing too. So his work quality has gone way down. And Mark Russell's real hit and miss for me. Mostly miss. I don't remember Amanda Delbert. She might be good. Or Dibert, whatever her name is. And I don't recognize... I think Cat Staggs is somebody whose art I didn't care for, but I don't really recognize the others. The covers are great. This Lucio Perillo, I saw a book of his art that was mostly Dynamite stuff, I think. Might have been all Dynamite. And it's beautiful. He's got some amazing art in there. I would pick that book up and just save myself the time. So that's a big old no for me, unfortunately. Because I like that guy's cover art. It's just... I'm not buying something just for the cover, though. So nothing from Dynamite. Boom. Basilisk, that just didn't really catch my interest. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm sure it's fine. Like Firefly and Angel, it's just not my thing. Magic the Gathering, that first issue was stupid. I'm not picking any of them up after that. Mamo, I don't know what that is, but the art looked like crap. Power Rangers number 8, I already have that one. This is just the blank sketch cover. Why it's purple, I don't know. Who knows? I don't care. I think blank covers are boring. If you want somebody to draw you a picture, why would you want them to ruin your comic book? That seems weird. WWE New Day of Power of Positivity. I'm good. No thanks. Wind was dumb. So nothing from Boom. All right, let's jump over to DC real quick. Let me check in with the chat first. Hi, chat. Just for one more edition. Oh, hey, Kyle. How you doing, man? Hey, Pete. Hey, Louie, Simon. Hey, Andrew. How you guys doing? Hi, Angela. Sorry, it's hard to check chat only on one screen again. Oh, thank you for the donation, Pete Hunt. Here's a few quid for you to put toward comics. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you, man. I appreciate the support. Oh, we doubled our numbers since I wasn't looking. Yeah, morning to you too, Andrew. Deadpool versus Carnage. I didn't read that one. Imagine his uniform getting torn to reveal that he's really Captain Canada. Captain Canada, at least, was a cool character. So, I'd be fine with that. All right, let's check on some DC books. Thank you for the donation. And I'm glad to see so many people here at this obscene hour of the day. Even in the UK, it's really early. Hope you guys are having a good day over there. All right, DC has Batman issue 110. After reading 108 and 109, I'm done. Tynion is just going nowhere with this stuff. I don't know what's going on. The backup story about Ghostmaker is stupid. It's really, really bad. He fought tigers with laser beam eyes, which could be cool, but it somehow wasn't. So I'm dipping out of Batman. Tynion's run started really well, but he's into this thing where Batman is kind of an incompetent moron half the time. And Ghostmaker is basically the same as Batman. He has his own like ghost lair he calls the Haunt, and he's got a Batmobile that he doesn't call it Batmobile, and he's even got a giant dinosaur in it. And they've knocked Batman so far down to where he has no Alfred, no money. He lives in some crappy brownstone. He's some weird hipster self-loather. And he's not even that smart. Somebody saw through his disguise, this Miracle Molly with the side of her head shaved. It was stupid. Really, really stupid. So I think they don't know what they're doing. Or they're going to replace him with this new diversity swap Batman that they were hinting at in Future State. Because this is all from Future State right here, this Patriot one. They've really embraced the replacement thing that Marvel was doing a couple years ago. So, and with them raising prices, I'm not that interested in spending $5 to $6 for a comic book for one issue. For 3 of your comics, I could buy a trade paperback that has 5 or 6 issues that are probably better or older. So it's something I already know I like. So why wouldn't I just do that? Or go buy some back issues, a good back issue for $4 or $5. Yeah, I'd rather spend that. So I got some Superman back issues for $1.50 the other day. Instead of buying some new stuff, I went and bought those. I got a big stack of about 30 books. So yeah, saved a bunch of money. Can't do that nowadays with new books. The Signal's a garbage character. I don't like him. I think he's boring. His costume's stupid looking. Fortnite. I'm going to pick this up. I've been meaning to read them. I guess they have a unique code in each issue that lets you get some in-game thing in Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, so I don't really care about that, but it's been a big thing with some of the first printings of these books going for $30. All they did was print more of them. They went out and did a second and third printing with other codes in them. So you didn't even need to spend money to buy those. There's second printings for regular cover price. And my comic shop had issue 1 in the discount bin for like $1.50 or $2. $2. Batman the Adventure continues season 2. These haven't been very good. It's supposed to be a continuation of the animated series, but they haven't been very interesting. So I'm not really interested in that. Season 1 wasn't very good. Crime Syndicate, I will pick that up. That series has been pretty good. And they're introducing the Legion of Justice, which is the good guys of the Crime Syndicate's universe, led by Alexander Luthor, who is black for no apparent reason. Crush and Lobo is stupid. That's another Future State tie-in. The Conjuring, The Lover, I'm going to pick that up. I got the first issue. I haven't read it yet, but it looked really interesting, and I've heard really good things. So I'm going to get that. Batman Dark Detective, that's Future State. It was stupid, and the art is trash. It's weird because it's a weird mix of like the really good backgrounds and really good color with really kind of bad character drawings where everybody's in weird, unnatural positions. So I don't know about that. I'm not going to get that, though. If you like manga art, you might like it, but it's this weird kind of mix of Western and manga art together, and I didn't think it worked. It didn't for me. Green Lantern number 4. What is going on with this cover? Look at these proportions. Her head looks really weird because of her stupid hair, but her head looks like very elongated. And Teen Lantern. This storyline has actually been pretty good. So I don't know. I might get it. It'll be a patron one though. So if I do pick it up, it'll end up on the patron page. Sorry guys, but patrons got to get special stuff too. Justice League, this cover looks really good, but Bendis is writing it, so that's a big no. Justice League Infinity is kind of a spin-off of the Justice League Unlimited TV series, the cartoon. I'm going to pass on it. I just don't want to spend the money. Justice League Unlimited Girl Power, no, absolutely not. Suicide Squad, neat cover, but I'm just not that interested in the Suicide Squad. Nice House on the Lake is another horror book like The Conjuring. Obviously, The Conjuring is based on the movies. Nice House on the Lake is sort of a Netflix pitch, I guess. But I'm going to pick this up. I've heard really good things about this. I have to wait for the second printing of issue 1 because it's sold out at all the comic shops that I go to. So I've heard really good things from some, and then get the second printing of issue 1. So it'll be a little while before I get to this because issue 1's second print doesn't come out till near the end of the month. Smart move, DC. But I will pick it up. I'm not a big horror comic fan, but I like horror movies, so why not check it out? I've heard good things. Swamp Thing, nope. That's not Al Holland. That's some diversity hire fake Swamp Thing, and this book looked garbage. Wonder Girl, I don't care about. Another Future State character. So from DC, I'm going to get the Fortnite book, Crime Syndicate, probably the Green Lantern one, and Nice House on the Lake. So let's go back to the other books here. See what we've got. Adventures of Byron, War of a Rotisserie. I don't know who Byron is or why he's having a war for rotisserie, but I don't like the art. It might be cutesy. I don't know. It's a one-shot. I just don't have any interest. It's part of their Scoot storyline, so it's a one-shot that's actually part of a graphic novel. So just if you're interested in it, just buy the graphic novel. Get it over with. Why spend an extra $4? Alone in Space Collection, don't care. I don't know what this is. It looks like a manga, so probably not going to get it. Archie Jumbo Comics, that's safe kid stuff. And it's a digest book, so you'll get your money's worth. It's $8, but you'll get way more than you would in a regular issue. It'll be more like a graphic novel equivalent. And you can find these at supermarkets here in the States. It's one of the few comics you can find in supermarkets still. Baby Teeth, I'm not interested. That's a weird title. Battle Cats, cool title. Not interested in your weird furry book. Black Myths, stupid title, not interested. Blade Runner trade paperback. I haven't read these issues yet. They're in the stack. They're actually in one of the boxes. I'm not gonna lie. They're way back in the list of things to read. But it's got good references from people I trust, and it did look really cool, and it did like the other series they did. So probably worth a gander if you like Blade Runner. Bug House I don't care about. Clans of Bellari. I have no interest in this. I saw the sneak preview in a book I read the other day. I'm just not that interested. Oh, I read in Seven Swords, which was about D'Artagnan putting a team together to go fight an evil cardinal. And yeah, that was a good book. This is, looks boring. D Gray Man, I've heard this is interesting. I don't know. I don't know much about manga, and I don't really love the art, like I've said before. Die Dark, I don't know what that is. Days of Fess, that better be something dirty. Devilish Darlings, that looks like porn. Signed stuff, don't care about. Dio, Holy Diver, catchy. Would probably read it, but it's $20. I don't have an extra $20 this week. But it's on my list of things to look up later. And actually, I'm going to write the code down before I forget. So if I do get some extra bucks, I might order it. But it's a graphic novel or trade paperback, so I'll get it off one of the discount sites instead, because I'm not paying full price for any of these books that I don't have to anymore. They're too damn expensive. Dr. Stone, I don't know what that is. I read the Space Pirate Captain Harlock for the patrons. That's going up later today. There's actually going to be 2 patron videos this week because I didn't give you one. I'm behind on one, so I owe them an extra. So Captain Harlock made the cut. I don't know. It's anime stuff. Fight Girls, #1. That's artists, writers, and artisans. Just wait and get the trade paperback for $10. All their trades are $10. Don't buy the single issues. It's a scam. You're paying twice as much as you would for the trades. So just get the trades. Picked up one called Old Haunts that looked pretty good. I'm hoping it is. That Archangel 8 was really good, but I wish I'd gotten the trade instead of the single issues. And same with Bad Mother, I think was the other one. Fire Force. That art is weird. That dude has giant feet. That's like Terry's face there. Terry has a foot for an avatar, if you didn't know. Fire Never Goes Out memoir. I don't care. That looks like some lesbian porn. Glamorella's Daughter. The art's trash. No, thank you. It's a $5 indie book too. I'll give most indie books a break on the being a little bit more expensive, but it has to look professional. Great Pretender, don't care. The Goon, that's probably worth it. Resketched edition. But I'm not giving you $20 for one issue. I could buy a trade paperback for that. So I'm good, thanks. But The Goon is one I've been meaning to read. So this is, I guess, a signed one. He's resketching something, like drawing a little picture on it. So if you want his autograph, that's a good way to do it. Goldilocks, Wanted Dead or Alive. I don't care. God Killer, Tomorrow's Ashes. That's a catchy title, but it's Black Mask. And I don't trust them to do anything that isn't completely political nonsense. Harriet Tubman, why does she look horrifying? That looks like that meme of the guy's face. You know, I forget what his name is, but look at that. Isn't that a meme face? Is this what you think black people look like? Because that's kind of racist. Tell me that doesn't look like a meme. The laughing guy meme. So I'm not getting Harriet Tubman because that'll give me nightmares. Hatchet, I generally like most things by American mythology, but I just don't have interest in this kind of horror book. I'm sure it's fine. It's not for me. But there's a $4 cover, $5 cover, and a $10 cover. So if you like horror books, give that one a shot. Hollow Heart, not interested. H.P. Lovecraft Alchemist. I don't care about that. Idle Dreams. No, thank you. I'm not popular. Yeah, me either. I'm a comic book reviewer. Impending Blindness of Billy Scott. That's dark. No, thank you. In Another World with My Smartphone. That's got to be a translation thing, but okay. Interspecies Reviewers. That sounds like porn. Invader Zim, Best of the Creatures. If you like Invader Zim, I've heard good things about these, just not for me. John Carpenter's Night Terrors, Black Sparrow. The John Carpenter stuff is pretty good. They do a lot of sci-fi and horror stuff. I'm not as big on the horror stuff, but the sci-fi stuff's been pretty good. Jungle Fantasy, Fauna. If you like boobies and jungle chicks, that's your book. They have nude variants too, homage covers. There's always a lot of variants with the Jungle Fantasy stuff. And you can tell too that they added the clothes later because they're all crotch shots and boob shots. There's always a lot of variations, so a little bit for everybody. Kajiki Shoujo? I don't know. It's a girl with a sword, so if you like that sort of thing, it's probably fine. Land That Time Forgot. I am going to get that. I have the first. I think I only have the first issue. I might have the first two. I'm not sure. I only have one of them, I think. But I like the American Mythology Edgar Rice Burroughs line. They're usually entertaining, and they're usually more entertaining than Marvel. And some of the art is amateur. I will absolutely grant that. It's not the best art, but the storytelling is better than Marvel. So if you're going to buy a book with bad art or mediocre art, you should at least have a decent story. And I'll go to American Mythology for that every time. I'm a huge supporter of their stuff. Very rarely have I not liked anything they've done, at least on story. The art can always use improvement, but they have some decent artists over there too. Laughing Under the Clouds, that's a fairly catchy name, but I'm really not. I can't review the mangas. Well, I can't do it fairly because I don't like the art style to begin with, so it makes me a little biased. But Japan's real bad about trying to strike people's channels for putting stuff of theirs up. Life is Strange, I never liked that. I'm not getting the new series. Locust, it could be okay, but I didn't get issue 1, and I'm just not that interested. Long Lost Prestige, I don't care. Love and Heart, that sounds like a motivational poster. Love Me Not, sounds like fan fiction for Twilight. Man, Goat, and Bunny Man, I am going to get that. I read the first issue. It was great. Got the second issue, I think 3 down in the stack. And this is the last issue of the miniseries. It revolves around the Goat Man and the Bunny Man, which are legends in Prince George County in Maryland. The Goat Man hangs out on lovers' lanes, and the Bunny Man was apparently some drunk guy dressed up like a bunny rabbit, wielding an axe, trying to hack down a housing development and attacking people that would drive up on him. So that sold me on it right there. But yeah, I would definitely check that out. They're $6, but they were pretty entertaining. It was good for what it was. It wasn't anything you're gonna want to get in trade paperback unless you're getting on my shelf. I'll just read it and get oops himself a lot. Miracles of the something something general store. I don't know what that is. Who knows? Might be good. Miskatonic. I found a lot of the Cthulhu stuff is very disappointing in comics. It's very, very hit and miss. Monday, so good to me, but not in comic form. No, thank you. Moriarty the Patriot. No, thanks. Muscles are better than magic. Well, if you're a barbarian, you can smash magic items, I guess. So that could be entertaining, but not my thing. My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I don't know anything about My Hero Academia. I know it's very popular. My Little Pony manga, Day in Life of Equestria Omnibus, $20. I guess if you're a brony, that's probably worth it. Newgate manga, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to skip that one. Nottingham from Mad Cave. This looked a little too artsy and surreal for me, but it's probably okay. Just not for me, but it's It's got some word of mouth at one of the comic shops I go to. Just not my thing. Older Than Dirt looks dumb. Orcs in Space 2-in-1, don't care. Orient graphic novel, I don't know, I'm good. I don't know what this one is, but they don't have an image, so can't tell you my initial impressions. Orwell graphic novel, I Can Go Outside. Out of Body, that's got a cool looking cover, but I'm not going to get it. Aftershocks kind of hit and miss sometimes for me, or quite a lot. But some of their stuff's really good, like that Seven Sword. That review should be out later this week. Paige Proves It. I don't care about Paige or why she's proving it. Sounds like girl power crap. Pantomime. I'm not going to get that. Paranorthern. Chaos Bunny a Hop. The art looks crap, but if I was going to write a horror book about Canada or Ghosts of Canada, it would be called Paranorthern. Platinum End. Don't know anything about it. QQ Queen's Quality. No, I'm good. That looks like a romance book. Quincredible. Oh, she's the best ever. No thanks. Rabid World. That sounds dark. No thanks. Red Atlantis. Not interested. Saints Magic is Omnipotent. No thanks. Savage the Wild. No. That first issue I read was so horrible. I will never give my money for a Savage title. Nope. You give it to me for free, I probably won't even take it. It was so stupid. Cereal, no, I'm fine. Thanks. I've heard bad things and it didn't look very interesting. Shaman King, I've heard this is interesting. So if you're into manga, maybe. Schminkus, Not Just a Cutie. I don't know anything about that. Show Me History. Anne Frank, Witness to History. That'll be a dark ending. No thanks. Space Bastards. No. It's Humanoids for one, and no interest. Humanoids barely puts anything out, and it's $6. It better be good, but it's not gonna be because it's Humanoids. Super Hicks Rose. What? No. Tales Told in Techno Horror. That's a catchy title. I might consider that, but not this week. Maybe if it's on the shelf when I go in next week, I'd consider it. I'll have to flip through it first. Tart Toxic Origins. I don't care about a comic named Tart. That sounds like porn. Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. That's a catchy title, but volume 10, really? How long can that premise go on? Undead Unluck. The manga horror. I don't know. Is that too cutesy? Unwanted Stories. Syrian refugees. I don't care. That's more real world crap. World War I, No Man's Land. That could be interesting. Wrong Earth, Night and Day. I got the first mini-series of these, and then I just kind of lost interest. I only read, I think, the first issue. Got the others somewhere. Zorro, Galleon of the Dead, issue 4. I am going to get this. I missed it the first time. Comic shop couldn't get it in for me. So I need this issue to round out my collection, so I'm absolutely going to get that. So from this list, Land That Time Forgot, number 3. Man, Goat, and Bunny Man, number 3. And Zorro, Galleon, number 4. And that's all the new comics coming out next week. Let me check in with you guys real quick. See how you're all doing. Interspecies Reviewers is literally guys going around to different fantasy races, brothels, and rating them. Oh, that's kind of what it sounded like. And you're not wrong about the orcs evolved. She does look like Nelson Mandela. Dr. Stone's manga? Okay. Deadpool Samurai looks like it might be a good read. It might be. It's got a cool title. Did probably pitch a Blade Runner book a while ago on CBC. Yeah, he pitched one, and I pitched one as well, I think. When did Kid and Play join the Lantern Corps? That's a good question. She is really not a good character. Side of the head shave superpower. Side of the head shave now means hero. That's how you could spot a hero. It's a thing that people on the West Coast here do, out in like Portland, Seattle area. That's where a lot of the comic book writers are based. But it's infecting other media now too. You're seeing it in animation. because people like Noelle Stevens went from writing comics to doing animated works. And even with like the new Masters of the Universe, Tila's got a side of her head shaved. I call it the Portland hero haircut. Nightwing had a mullet back in the Batman animated series comics. I don't know if he had that on the show or not, but it was mostly just tied behind his, just long hair tied back. But it does look like a mullet. It takes real skill in fucking things up to ruin Batman. Yep, they're just making him into such a unmasculine puss bag. It's pathetic. Yeah, my pronunciation on words is not good. Correcting me is not going to help. I probably am having some microphone problems. I don't. If it is cutting out, let me know, and I'll do what I can. But there's not a lot I can do. My internet's trash. Man, bear, pig. We're always hoping for a man, bear, pig. All right, let's take a look at our news articles. We'll start with Disney because that'll be fun. All right, so Disney is in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over COVID shutdown costs. The insurance company is saying that their policy doesn't apply to it. And shocker, Disney trying to recoup some money for something. This is from Deadline, obviously. Go away. There's nothing that kicks off a summer holiday weekend like a good blockbuster battle, and that's what Courtroom Showdown between Walt Disney and Fireman's Fund Insurance has all the potential to be. Sure, the price tag of the $10 million or so dispute filed today in LA Superior Court isn't that epic. However, the ramifications for Hollywood still unsteady on its feet after the production shutdowns and lockdowns of the coronavirus could be immense. Although we've seen UTA and others getting pandemic dust-ups with their insurers, if you think more lawsuits like this aren't being prepped right now by other insurance companies, I have some questions to ask you about Lee Harvey Oswald and did he act alone? More like I've got a bridge to sell you. To get back to this particular case, Disney put in claims with the Burbank-based insurer for the cost of second wave and holiday hiatus coverage last year. From their reading from the October 2019 policy with Disney, to put it bluntly, firemen's reckon they don't have to pay up for those periods. So with parties unable to come to an agreement over Disney's apparent generosity and concern for its crew, the insurance company sued the House of the Mouse on Thursday to secure declaratory relief from the courts. After several months, the shutdown orders were gradually modified, allowing production to resume. The 8-page complaint filed by attorneys at Culver City, Gladstone, Weisberg, ALC says of the second wave claims it is arguing over. There's a link. However, various jurisdictions imposed requirements, including, for example, frequent testing and quarantining of cast and crew in the event of exposure. The restrictions have led to more shutdowns, more expenses, and more claims. No one's going to disagree with that, and the parties are supposed to close the deal over the first wave claims, but firemen's and obviously Disney do not agree on who is on the hook, what is on the hook for the rest of the costs, and what clause of the policy pertains to the matter at hand. Fireman's Fund contends and TWC disputes that the extent Disney incurred extra expenses as a result of covered cast crew members who were otherwise healthy being required to quarantine due to exposure to persons who tested positive and or became infected. There is no coverage under the cast coverage, Fireman's asserts. Disney further contends that coverage is available for the second wave claim under the policy's civil authority coverage. All right, so effectively what's going on here is it sounds like Disney was trying to take extra time to shut stuff down. So if one cast member got sick or got tested and had an odd temperature or something and had to quarantine, they'd just shut a production down. That's kind of what it sounds like, but that may not be entirely within the parameters of their insurance. So this is going to be an interesting legal battle. Fireman's Fund disputes this and contends that the civil authority coverage is not triggered by orders of civil authorities requiring, for example, testing and or quarantining, but only by orders revoking permission to use or prohibiting access to facilities or to be used in an insured production. So, from what my gathering of that is that they're shutting the whole thing down and trying to charge for it, or they're charging for people that are replaceable. Like if a camera guy or a grip got sick or had to quarantine for whatever reason, they were trying to say that that was an irreplaceable thing and they had to charge that on their insurance, but they could have got somebody else to cover it. That seems to be one of the points of contentions here. Fireman's Fund contends that the immediate peril coverage is not applicable because the peril, i.e. the pandemic, is no longer imminent. The company states, rather, it arrived in 2020. Alternatively, Fireman's Fund contends that if the peril is not the pandemic itself, but is instead the imminent risk of infection, that the imminent peril coverage was not intended to apply where a producer, i.e. Disney, intentionally puts the cast and crew in harm's way by continuing production in the face of the peril that must, by definition, be imminent and of such probability and severity that it would be unreasonable or unconscionable to ignore. So if they continued with the production and they tried to claim that that camera guy was out, then obviously the danger isn't imminent. Fireman's was here last year, right? If that weren't cold enough, here's the Ebenezer Scrooge element too. It is customary in the industry for film and television productions to pause for 2 weeks, beginning a few days before Christmas and extending until after New Year's Day, so that the cast and crew can enjoy the holiday, the filing notes. According to Disney, public health authorities in Los Angeles, Atlanta, and London expressed elevated concern during the 2020-21 holidays about then spiking COVID-19 levels and urged but do not order Disney to extend holiday hiatus for an additional 1 to 2 weeks. So because it wasn't mandatory, they don't think they need to cover that period that is traditionally a shutdown anyway. So there's a 2-week period where they would be shut down, and they just added an extra week on or two because they were encouraged to do so, but not ordered to. So the insurance company doesn't want to cover that. I kind of get their point on that one. You get where this is all going and how it got here. Fireman's disputes Disney seeking coverage for their holiday hiatus claims, and pretty much they do the second wave claims. Yet there's one specific element to the Christmas crisis portion of that deserves mention. Disney contends that coverage is available under the policy's producer's indemnity coverage. The complaint declares. Fireman's Fund contends that the producer's indemnity coverage only covers losses that are beyond the control of Disney, and that the decision to extend the holiday hiatus was completely within Disney's control. This was during those closing weeks of last year and opening weeks of this year when the pandemic, learn to write, went the pandemic was raging and people were dying left, right, and center. Well, they really weren't, were they? With all that, Disney, by the way, has no comment on the suit when contacted by Deadline. If people were dying left, right, and center, how many people in these productions actually died? I get what Fireman's is going for, and it does kind of sound like Disney might be milking it a little bit. Fucking Disney. Right? Who would have thought that we'd ever be on the side of an insurance company ever? But yeah, I'm kind of with the insurance company. This is a little heavy-handed. They're trying to milk some money, try and recoup that cash that they couldn't get because they shut down. And that's kind of dumb. I don't fault them, but Disney's got a legal team like no one on earth, so they're going to litigate the shit out of this, and they're probably going to win. Because Disney likes to destroy things and people whenever possible. Usually your childhoods these days, but if you get in a lawsuit with them, you're in some trouble, buddy. It's not going to be good. Sorry, I had to cough. All right, let's look at our other article here. This argument will convince you the MCU's Wolverine should be indigenous. From Ben Wasserman of Comic Book Resources. Go away, ad. Oh, look at that evil white face. A new TikTok video. Yeah, you're getting article ideas from TikTok. That's brilliant. Makes a unique case for why a fan favorite Marvel hero, the grizzled, claw wielding mutant berserker Wolverine, deserves to be given an indigenous identity. In the video, a duet posted by Modern Warrior Neil, something I can't pronounce, explains that Wolverine's ethnicity has never been treated as central in any way to his character, and I've always thought that this was a huge missed opportunity because he should be canonically indigenous. Why? Drawing parallels between Wolverine's past and the Canadian government's crimes against Indigenous tribes. What? What's his name points out. One of Wolverine's defining characteristics is he does not know who he is. Well, they fixed that with Wolverine Origins. He has lost his memory. There is no record of his family or his history, except his name is James. We all know that because we read Origins with the stupid bone claws. And that's because the government of Canada took it away from him and turned him into something that would suit their needs. You do? Okay. What's his face also notes that given Wolverine's upbringing in 19th century northern Alberta, there's a logical chance that his father, Thomas Logan, would have been Indigenous due to the character's profession. Really? His father, Thomas Logan, was Indigenous. Okay. Let's go with that then. Why not? That's stupid. He then uses these historical observations to suggest that Marvel Studios cast an Indigenous actor to play Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe should Disney incorporate the X-Men into its main timeline. You're really reaching, dude. Even though Wolverine is Canadian, Australian-born Hugh Jackman famously portrayed the character across nearly all of the 20th century Fox's live-action X-Men movies, beginning with 2000's X-Men and ending with Logan. Outside of Jackman, the character has been played by multiple voice actors in animation, notably Cal Todd, Scott Neal, and Steve Blum, and other shows. Though the Walt Disney Company's 2019 merger with 20th Century Fox means it can now legally use Wolverine in films, so far the only confirmed X-Men related movie set to appear in the MCU is Deadpool 3, which is currently being scripted. While it is unknown who will play Wolverine after Jackman, the MCU has cast its first Native American superhero for the upcoming Hawkeye series. Okay. First-time actor Alaqua Cox, who comes from, the Menominee Indian Reservation in Wisconsin. Sorry, Indians. I don't know how to pronounce that. Will play Maya Lopez, Echo. Oh, cool. A deaf Native American with photographic reflexes that allow her to imitate those she fights. Oh, that'll be cool. Echo's a pretty cool character before the Phoenix crap. They didn't really sell me on this. They said this argument will convince you. No, you just said that his dad had a job that might make him somebody that was Indigenous. That's not convincing in any way, shape, or form. This is an attempt at pandering as usual. I'm really disappointed. I hadn't read this article before we went live. I just kind of glanced at it, and now I'm mad. Szyminski? Okay, I probably butchered that one pretty bad. It doesn't matter, Pete. They think that personality is skin tone. Isn't Logan the canon alternative where one of his parents is native? I think so, but it's an alternate history thing. This is pointless. Danny DeVito should be Wolverine, absolutely. Bob Hoskins Wolverine. I wanted to see Glenn Danzig as Wolverine, but he's too old now. Because he's actually a comic book fan, and he's the right size and shape to play Wolverine. He's a shorter guy with big muscles, so I think he would have been great at it. I agree, Hey Camel. Oh, have a good one, Dark. Have fun on the 4th, man. Have a good cookout. Yeah, we're going to wrap up here in a moment. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them in chat. Be glad to try and answer them. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over a couple of articles to pad the runtime. I mean, to add some interest to the stream other than just what's coming out next week that I'm probably not going to buy. But yeah, that didn't in any way convince me that Wolverine needs to be Indigenous. At all. That was stupid. That was a silly article. That was a complete waste of time. I'm sorry I read it to you. It was stupid. So because Wolverine's dad may have been maybe indigenous, that's a reason to make him an Indian. No, that's stupid. And the whole Highway of Tears thing is tragic, but that's not reason to change a character. Why don't you create a new character who is going out to solve that mystery or something like that? That might be interesting, but we don't do that in comic books anymore. Some independent company will have to do that. So yeah, that was depressing, but it does look like there's a little more in the way of interesting stuff coming out this week than last week, especially with that Werewolf by Night. I'm really excited to get that. So maybe Wolverine identifies as indigenous. Yeah. Can you create your own tribe doing that? Can you just get a bunch of your friends together and create a fictional mythos and say that you're part of that tribe? And if everybody does that in your group, like you'd get your D&D group together and you just all identify as Indians. Can you get that through and get your own like tax deductions and stuff? Because that would be pretty cool. We got a damn trail. I know, right? They got a highway. You guys just had to walk on the dirt. Yeah, like the guy that identifies as Korean. Oh god, that poor guy needs some help. Somebody should have got him some mental help before he made those surgeries. He doesn't look anything like that effeminate dude from BTS. That's oh man. Oh, so much money wasted. He could have had so many comics. Well, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the donation, Pete. It's really nice of you. And I do appreciate it quite a bit. And I'm going to use that to buy an extra comic this week. So thanks for coming out, guys. And hopefully we will see you on Wednesday when we do this exact thing again, or on Friday for the article dump when we go do Friday Night Comics. Until then, thank you for the support, and we will see you on the next one.